Hey guys, welcome back to what feels like episode 750 of this engine swap series. Today we're going to be troubleshooting and hopefully fixing some issues. So let's go. Okay, so if you'd have watched my last video, there'll be a link up there somewhere, you would have seen that I wasn't massively happy last time out. We had a few issues. I'm hoping that it's about 3. Which we will crack on with today. So number 1 was that the fans weren't coming on unless we switched off the engine, which after doing a bit of research I'm hopeful it is just a temperature sensor, so we can steal that off the old engine, stick it on this one and we'll be good to go. Problem number 2 was the coolant airlock. Obviously we had no warm air coming out of the fans, so I'm just going to keep trying to bleed that coolant and get that through. That shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. And then the final one was a really prominent air sort of vacuum hissing sound. So we'll do some smoke tests and we'll see if we can find out. Hopefully I've just not put something back or not put something back properly rather than something being broken. So let's crack on with issue number 1 because I want to get those fans working so that when the engine's running we don't risk boiling it. So yeah, let me go and crack off the other sensor from the other engine and we'll start from there. Okay, so the old engine is just sitting here in my rubbish pile. The temperature sensor that we're talking about is this one right here, which is on that kind of bottom radiator hose, which, you know, even from this angle doesn't look the easiest to get to, but you can imagine now the engine's on and the front ends and everything's in the way. It's not going to be fun, but we'll whip this one out and then we'll figure out how we can get the other one out. Temperature sensor number 1 removed. Now let's figure out how we get to it on this car, because it's kind of next to that oil cooler, behind that throttle body pipe, down there somewhere. I might just remove that top hose from the radiator and do our kind of leany forward front end trick to get me a bit more space. But yeah, let's figure that out and I'll come back to you. Okay, so there was no good angle for that, but as you can see, tilted the front end forward a little bit, wedged it open. I disconnected that pipe just to get a little bit more access and I've managed to squeeze it on. So let's button the front end back up again and we'll start it up and see where we go. Okay, front end is back on, temporarily at least anyway. I've just got one screw in there, one screw in that side. I think everything's plugged back in, so let's give it a little start. Make sure nothing leaks out the bottom. Let's connect that battery first of all. Still got the MAF connected, so it's still running a little bit rough. That's my puddle from where I disconnected the sensor, but at the moment we've got no leaks. I can still definitely hear an air leak from somewhere, but that's issue number 3. Right. While that's running, I'm going to top out some coolant, see if I can bleed the air out and also see if these fans all work. Would you look at this? I don't know if it picks it up in the video, but the fans are running. And also, amazingly, I put some more coolant in and now I feel like we have hot air. Yes! Hot air. Oh god, that is hot. Hot air. Let's take it off a minute. Temperature is sitting nicely where we want it to be. Oh, and that's sucked all my coolant in. So let's turn it off and we'll fill her up. Oh, Let's hope it doesn't need any more coolant, because I've used it all. Right, let's start it again. Turbo noises. We know you've got no headlights, chill out. Right, so that's 2 jobs ticked off the list. Coolant has gone down slightly, so that's probably okay. Fans are running. So I'm going to get my little smoke tester out and see if I can pick anything up. But I don't want to jinx it, but I'm going to anyway. So far, so good, right? Okay, let's go. Okay, so we've got the AliExpress special smoke machine hooked up. For those of you who haven't seen one, you get this weird little bung thing that you can stick in a port and pump it up, and then coming out of the smoke machine you have this. So if we turn that on, what should happen, the smoke comes out. So what we'll do is we'll stick it in that pipe, put the machine on, and then we'll have a little search around for any smoke popping out. Okay, straight away I've got a lot of smoke coming from down there. So I wonder if it's that actual pipe. Smoke stinks. Okay, well, that might be a good thing. Another thing I'd wished I'd found before I put the engine in, mind you, but okay, let me figure out where that goes. Does that go directly into the turbo? Oh God, am I having sudden realisations that the turbo just might be smashed to bits? But I would have noticed that, right? Oh, how am I going to inspect that? It's so far down. Okay, I'll come back. But as a side note, while I think about it, how good is that? I would never have guessed in a million years it was that. So my little 50 quid or whatever it was from AliExpress, I got some hate on Facebook saying it was rubbish, it weren't going to work. But I don't think I'd have ever guessed it was that pipe. So yeah, thanks AliExpress. Well, the pot thickens. That's the one we took off with a standard, quite clean in there when you look at it. That's not OEM Jubilee clip. This is the one I just took off. It's got a push fit type clip. But importantly, it had this on the top of the turbo to get that to seal nicely. And that one hasn't. So again, obviously buying this car from auction, you never know what the history is and all that kind of thing. So who's to say that there isn't an issue with the turbo or whatever, but down here, it literally sat on top of the turbo like that. And then the pipe sealed onto that. So that's definitely, well, it's definitely confusing. Definitely raises some more questions. But we'll crack on, see how we get on. Okay, I've plugged the MAF back in, cleared all the faults. So we've got no engine light at the minute. We've got steering angle sensor, but I'm hoping that's going to disappear once we go away. So looking down here, engine faults is clear, which is awesome. And then the important one that I wanted to check was all the timing stuff that I did. So I think, is it 91? So 91, I think the idea is that's meant to be within 1 degree of each other, so that's pretty much bang on, which is good. Give it a little rev, yeah, we're all good. And then I think the other one was 93, 94? Yeah, 93. So that's at 1%, which I think is also good. So, not looking too bad. Yeah, obviously we've got a lot of faults about bulbs and stuff at the minute. So I think we are going to put that front end back on. Stick the drive shafts in. And see how we get on from there. And also, just quickly, the misfire counter is at 0, which is good. Hopefully all the carbon cleaning and everything we've done is doing okay. The only thing I'm not too happy about at the minute is that kind of, you probably won't pick it up from me, I'll go and rev it outside, but there's like a weird kind of after sound. Something's vibrating that shouldn't be, basically, after revving, but that's hopefully minor. Right, I don't think putting this front end on is going to be particularly interesting, so I'm just going to set it up in a little time lapse. Put the crash bar on, the bumps on, get the headlights in, whatever else is there. So yeah, let's do it. And just like that, we have the front end on. I think all the lights are working. Let's do some flashing. How was that? I couldn't see. It is telling me I've got a DRL out, but I didn't even realise these had DRLs. But anyway, I'm going to watch that footage back. Okay, so look at this. It actually looks like a complete car again. I did just switch that PCB over because I was getting an error around intake system leak, and I could still hear the air hissing out at the top of that. This is a totally different design to the one on the other engine. The other engine didn't have this weird little hole on the top. I was also getting some like overrun kind of burbles after revving it, and that's all gone away now. So I've switched the PCV over and it seems to be okay. Not sure if I'm 100% happy yet, but definitely more happy than I was. And the good thing is now, it looks like a whole car. Right, I have found another issue though, which is not great. Under here, a nice broken spring, so that's gonna also scupper my plans for a first drive, but I'm gonna get that drive shaft connected, get the other drive shaft connected, see how easy I can switch this spring over. I don't really want to take the whole suspension off, but I suppose I'll have to. In case you're wondering, it's the hottest day of the year today, something like 31 degrees, and I'm melting. Yeah, so the drive shaft is off for that one because the boot was split. So I'm going to take the drive shaft off of that. I guess I'm also going to take the front spring off of that as well. We're not far away, guys, from our first drive. 2 drive shafts, 1 front spring, and that's about it. The parts bin is looking a lot better. That was the old drive shaft, you can see the boot split. But yeah, let's get these, well, I suppose I should do that spring first. I've just attached the drive shafts and put it in gear. So we have gears, we have a clutch. Does that count as a first drive? Now would you look at that, down on its wheels for the first time in a long time. I mean, what I should have said first was welcome back to another episode of Carl doing stupid things that he knows he shouldn't. We have still got our broken spring, but that's not a job for today. A job for today is, let's do something we know we shouldn't. But let's just take it out the road and back. Well, getting out of that space was fun, but we haven't got many brakes. But look, it drives. Oh yeah, we've got no brakes. But I don't know about you guys, that has got to be worth a like and a subscribe. Well guys, what a way to sign off a video. As I said, that's got to be worth a like and subscribe. I'd much appreciate it. We're not far away now. Change that spring in the next one, get a couple more bits ready. It's got to go for an MOT annoyingly, it ran out a few weeks ago. But other than that, we should be ready to do some track days. Come on! See you in the next one, guys.